In recent weeks, we've heard a lot about the Houthis, the group that's launched dozens of attacks on ships in the Red Sea. David Martin has a Sunday Journal.
The Houthis, a once obscure tribe from the mountains of Yemen, have combined Islamic revolutionary fervor with Iranian-supplied weapons to disrupt global commerce and take on the U.S. military.
They see this as a winning strategy for themselves.
Former U.S. Ambassador to Yemen, Gerald Firestein, says the Houthis, who tell their story on social media, have cast themselves as champions of the besieged people of Gaza.
You know, they're battle tested. They have been at war more or less on and off since 2006. I don't think that anyone takes their military prowess lightly.
The revolution the Houthis started in Yemen created a humanitarian disaster of civilian casualties, disease, and malnutrition that was perhaps the worst in the world until Gaza. So when Israel invaded Gaza, how did the Houthis react?
Along with most of the rest of the Arab world, they were infuriated. And early on, the Houthis tried to fire some missiles and drones at Israel, but that effort was ineffective. And so beginning in mid-November, they started attacking shipping in the Red Sea.
So these attacks on commercial shipping were, in essence, a fallback strategy?
They were. I mean, if the Houthis had been able to hit Israel directly, they probably would have continued to do that. But targeting shipping in the Red Sea, as we've seen, is probably more effective in garnering international attention.
The Houthis only control 30% of Yemen, but that's enough to launch drones and missiles into the shipping lanes leading to and from the Suez Canal.
Typically, there are weapons that are imported in whole or in part from Iran, either by sea or by some other method. But the Houthis are very good engineers. They tend to improve those weapons, and we've seen that for several years.
Retired Marine General Frank McKenzie is former commander of U.S. forces in the Middle East.
So Houthi weapons can actually reach out and touch and hurt unarmed civilian shipping in this vital part of the world.
This U.S.-owned vessel was never in danger of sinking. But the Houthis have scared shipping companies into taking the long way around Africa, in effect rerouting the global supply chain.
As we have said repeatedly, the Houthis need to stop these attacks, and that they will bear the consequences for any failure to do so.
10 days ago, American and British aircraft, along with cruise missiles from U.S. Navy ships, went on the offensive, launching 150 weapons at Houthi targets in Yemen, widening the war which had begun with the Hamas rampage through Israel.
I mean, it was probably the least of the bad options that were available to the Biden administration.
The U.S. now finds itself in a running gun battle with the Houthis, and no immediate end is in sight.
Are the airstrikes in Yemen working?
Well, when you say working, are they stopping the Houthis? No. Are they going to continue? Yes.
Is this going to continue until the Houthis run out of weapons?
I think it's going to continue until the Houthis run out of weapons or we take their weapons away from them by destruction.
I suspect that their intent is to continue to do this until there's a ceasefire in Gaza.